Welcome to Joyrider's Key Worker Commuter Route, funded by Waltham Forest Connecting Communities. From Walthamstow Central to St Thomas's Hospital, Vauxhall and back again. Follow Joyriders London on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or Eventbrite to stay up to date with all our route advisories and cycle training videos. For the outbound journey, I've used a relatively quiet route, residential streets and cycle paths, even a quiet way through the city, 15 kilometres outbound, around 50 minutes. A longer mixed route back, covering 19 kilometres, probably 70 minutes moving time. Here it is on Relive. As with all our routes, there are many possible variations that you might want to explore as time goes on. Today's start point is Walthamstow Central. Starting out heading west down Selborne Road, using the road, not the cycle track, I've chosen to use the cycle path under the rail bridge to avoid waiting at the lights. Then back onto South Grove where I take primary or central position, in other words taking the lane. Hold that central position through the roundabout onto Markhouse Road. Today I'm using the quite narrow cycle path along Markhouse Road. There is no obligation to use cycling infrastructure at any time. Each rider needs to make up their own mind about the safest place to ride in any circumstance. I move onto the road toward the end, taking up the lane for the turn onto Lee Bridge Road at the lights. Then you'll be on Lee Bridge cycle path all the way to Hackney. Remember to give way to pedestrians at bus stops. As always on a cycle path, you are travelling in a place where drivers are not looking. Be aware of turning vehicles in all directions as you approach each intersection. Remember, you have the right of way. After crossing the Lee River into Hackney, the left turn off is immediate as you cross the bridge, so be ready. Enjoy the ride through leafy Millfields Park, but be aware of other cyclists and pedestrians in this area, and especially dogs off their leads. Up Powerscroft Road, make sure you ride in the primary position, a car door and a little more away from parked vehicles. Right turn at the top of the hill and onto a contraflow. Then use the bike crossing and cut through to Clapton Square. Another bike crossing and down the shared path to the left of St John's Hackney. Be very aware of crossing foot traffic and give way. Over Morning Lane via the bike crossing, then into a series of residential streets. Parked cars everywhere. Hold your position in the centre. Negotiate movement with oncoming traffic using eye contact. At Mare Street there is a split crossing taking you toward London Fields. Be cautious at the give way signs through here, as there is often fast moving traffic with priority over you. At London Fields head south on the primary cycle path, crossing at the end onto Broadway Market. Again, there can be lots of pedestrians here. Over the canal and straight through the lights onto Goldsmiths Road. The small cycle path at the end takes you to a controlled crossing over Hackney Road. Once there, take the half right onto Columbia Road. You're going to cut down through residential Shoreditch. A quick left right at Shoreditch High Street and into the city. You'll be surprised how many quiet back roads and alleyways there are through the city. We're going to pass by Moorfields and eventually end up on Queen Street. To cross the Thames on Southwark Bridge. Following the cycle superhighway, then onto the quiet way, you'll avoid the traffic nightmare around Waterloo Station. Along the mostly pedestrianised Lower Marsh Street to end up on Lambeth Palace Road with St Thomas's Hospital immediately in front of you. The journey back begins by travelling along Belvedere Road. Which follows the south bank of the Thames, past the London Eye, all the way to Blackfriars Bridge. Where we join the cycle superhighway and head north. Follow across Fleet Street, under Holborn Viaduct, across Charterhouse to Farringdon, where you'll turn left at Greville, then first right. Across Clerkenwell Road, then next left, joining Cycle Highway 6, right turn at Calthorpe, across King's Cross Road and up the protected path on Marjorie Street. Left at Amwell, take the primary position until you turn right onto Middleton Square. Chadwell and Owen Streets take you across Goswell and City Roads into Islington. Continue following the quiet way along Colebrook by the gardens as far as Gerrard, where you turn right. We're going to follow Quiet Way 2 until reaching Culford Road. Left turn here onto Cycle Superhighway 1. This is going to take you on mostly quiet residential streets through to Beauvoir Town and South Hornsey. To Stoke Newington and Stamford Hill. Then onto South Tottenham, where we'll deviate to go straight over Tottenham High Road and down into Markfield Park. We'll cut up the back roads to the cycle path around Broad Lane and onto Ferry Lane. Note my positioning here. The roadworks have been going on for some time. I filter on the inside because that's where I can fit. I can also see that the queue is not moving. At the front, I take primary position through the rest of the roadworks. I stay on the road across the Marshes Causeway, secondary position, about 3 feet out from the curb, ensuring I'm in the driver's line of sight. Coming up to Black Horse Road, I take primary position again, taking the lane to ensure no vehicle can squeeze by me at this dangerously narrow point. I stay on the road all the way along Forest Road, rather than using the intermittent and very narrow cycle path, in secondary position most of the way, except when filtering to the front of the queue of traffic at the Palmerston Road lights. Primary turn again onto Hoe Street. Ensure when on Hoe Street that you stay well out from the curb and to the right of the marked cycle track. It is far too narrow, full of debris and potholes, and tries to keep you too far to the left. It is not a safe place. All the way up the hill to Selborne Road and Walthamstow Central. A longer route back, but a bit of fun. See you next time.